Good day to all of you, networking enthusiasts and hobbyists and professionals, and welcome to our verification part of what we have talked about in the DNS concepts in the last videos or video that I have presented to you. Now, ang gagawin natin dito ay i-verify natin kung paano gumagana ang domain name system. Kung paano na nagkakaroon ng resolution yung domain name into its IP address. Okay, para malaman natin kung ano yung IP address, say for example, ng google.com, ng yahoo.com, ng Facebook, or even ng sarili nating domain name, which is topreviewcenter.com. Okay, so without further ado, let us now start. Now, this is the situation of my network as of the moment. Nandito tayo ngayon sa ating, actually laptop yung gamit ko, hindi naman siya desktop, but desktop lang kasi yung nakita ko magandang symbol kaya. Pero wireless ang connection natin doon sa ating wireless router, and of course my wireless router is connected to the internet, which is the ISP. Now ang scenario ganito, no? Yung ating ISP, of course, will serve as a DHCP server. Okay? And syempre, ang po-provider niya ng IP address, which is a public IP address, will be the one that is connected to us, which is the wireless router. So magpo-provide ito ng public IP address, and this wireless router will be also a DHCP server and at the same time a client. Client siya doon sa ISP, per server siya doon naman sa ating end device, which is our computer. So alam naman natin, no, madalas na panahon, ang default gateway na ginagamit natin for the wireless routers, the 192.168.1.1, that will be the gateway of our device. And syempre, ang ipapamigay nito na IP address will be belonging to the 192.168.1.0 network/24 yan. If you don't know this yet, don't worry, we will get into that in the later or in the next videos to come. Alright? And syempre magbibigay ito ng IP address dito sa ating PC or dito sa ating laptop. Actually, ibibigay niya is the IP address, yung subnet mask, yung default gateway, and if you still remember our concept on the DHCP, we can also configure the router with the DNS server. So yung IP address ng DNS server natin, pwede ring i-provide ng ating router using, of course, the DHCP. So this will be a DHCP client where the DNS server IP address is included to what it will provide dito sa ating PC. Alright? So this will be our DNS server. And of course, somewhere here in the ISP, meron din itong DNS server. Okay? At kalat-kalat yan. Sabi nga natin sa concept, it has thousands of DNS server scattered all over the internet. So yung DHCP server natin, which is our wireless router, will connect to the the DNS server somewhere in the internet universe. All right? Okay, so yun yung magiging concept natin. No? So ito yung scenario ng ating network. And sa ngayon, ito yung ating DNS server. So ang i-verify natin ay yung mga domain at kung ano yung IP address ng mga domain na yan. Alright? Okay, now, binuksan ko yung aking command prompt, okay, para i-check natin yung mga parameters of my PC or of my laptop. So, paano natin chine-check yung mga IP addresses and other components of our PC? We just hit ipconfig na command, and then when we press enter, and here are some of the information that we need. And right now, I'm not connected to my kailangan ko daw mag-update, so remind me later. Kailangan ko raw ito yung kailangan natin ngayon. This is now for the wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi. I'm not connected to my wired connection, which is the Ethernet connection. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. So the wireless router Here it is. Ito yung provide sa atin. The IP version 4 address, which is 192.168.1.5, subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway of 192.168.1.1, which is ito yun, yung ating wireless router. But we didn't see any DNS server. Tama? So, paano natin makikita yung DNS server? Simple lang din yung command. We hit ipconfig, okay, and then /all. And then when I press enter, maraming information yung pinoprovide sa atin. But what we need here is this portion, okay? Etong portion na to. Kasi dito tayo, o dito ako ngayon nakakonect using my Wi-Fi, my wireless LAN. So, binigay sa atin yung description ng ating wireless interface. And of course, the physical address. DHCP is enabled, auto configuration is enabled for IP version 6, and for IP version 4, ito yung binigay sa atin na IP address, nakita natin kanina yan, and the default mask. And it has a lease, the wireless router has a lease defaulting to 1 day. So today is February 22, 7:30 in the evening, hanggang bukas ito 8:57 in the evening. All right, the default gateway is 192.168.1.1. The DHCP server is 192.168.1.1, and the DNS server is set to 8.8.8.8. Actually, ako yung nag-set nito. Pwede natin itong gawin na automatically configured, but I set this to 8.8.8. Mamaya siguro papakita ko sa inyo kung paano yan ginagawa. But for the meantime, our DNS server is set to 8.8.8.8. At ang kailangan natin makita kung paano ang resolution. If if you want to know the IP address of say Google or Facebook or Yahoo or Top ECE Review Center. Okay? So, kailangan natin malaman yon, no? Using, of course, the DNS. So, how do we do that? Ganito yung ginagawa natin dyan. I'm still on my command prompt. Okay? And then, nag-enter lang ako several times. And then, pag nagsabi ako ng ipconfig / and then you hit the question mark. And then, when you press enter, ito yung mga ibibigay sa'yo na mga options kung ano yung mga gusto mong gawin if you say ipconfig / and then question mark. No? May option tayo dito. Meron tayong adapter here. So the adapter here, if you hit ipconfig and then meron kang /, ito yung pwede nating pagpilian. Alright? At isa dyan ay ito, display DNS. Pwede rin nating i-flush yung DNS. Alright? So yan yung dalawang madalas na nagagamit whenever we want to look at the DNS cache. Alright? Okay, now try natin ipconfig /display DNS. Okay, and when we hit enter, wow, ang dami palang laman nito. Alright? Marami siyang laman. Okay, dami niyang laman, no? Yan. Pero parang puro update ito ng Microsoft. So, ang gagawin natin siguro, para hindi masyadong makagulo itong mga to, no? We will flush it out. Yung cache natin, yung DNS cache natin, if-flush natin. So, paano pag-flush ito? We just simply say ipconfig /flush DNS. Okay? And nagsabi rito, successfully flush the DNS resolver cache. Okay, so when we hit the display DNS again, and sure enough, dalawa na lang. And this is my antivirus. Nangungulit ito, sabi niya mag-renew ka na. Hindi pa ako nagre-renew kasi medyo mahal. Okay, and this is local. Ibig sabihin itong 0.0.0.1. It is locally present in my machine, and it keeps on reminding me that I have to renew my subscription. Okay? So, paano ngayon papasok yung ibang mga paano natin may re-resolve ngayon? For example, si google.com. How do we resolve google.com? At paano siya mailalagay dito sa ating DNS cache? Okay? So, paano ginagawa yan? Ganito lang yan. Simple lang naman yan. I-ping natin siya. Okay? Ang tanong, alam mo ba ang IP address ni google.com? Definitely not. That is why we have the DNS. So, ang gagawin natin is by word. Correct? So, ping www.google.com. And then when you press or hit start, enter, at siya ay nag-timeout. Okay, kinabahan ako ng konti. At nag-reply din naman siya. Okay. So, nagkaroon na sila ng palitan ng information with the Google server. And malalaman na natin ngayon kung ano yung IP address ni google.com. Tama? So, how do we do that again? That will be ipconfig, alright, /display DNS. And sure enough, makikita natin dito yung wala. Nasaan si google.com? Mukhang wala. Ulitin natin siya. No? Ipipili natin ulit. Ayan, mukhang okay na to. No? Kasi mukhang nag-fail yung kanina eh. Alright, so display natin ulit yung DNS. And there you go. Ayan, so meron na tayong google.com. And ang binigay sa atin na IP address, this is for what? I think this is for my office. This is for my Microsoft Office. Okay, that's telling me, I don't know what it wants to tell me, but ang concern natin ito. Yan, si www.google.com. At yung IP address ni google.com, that is 216.58.221.228, and that's for the A record. Alam na natin yung A record, tama? We have mentioned the A record. As we have said, the A record, ano yung A? The A stands for the address, correct? So, address record, that is for the IP version 4 address equivalent of this domain, the google.com. And notice, mukhang wala rito yung quadruple A. Ano nga ulit yung para sa quadruple A? That is for the IP version 6. At ang nakikita lang natin dito is for the IP version 4. Alright? Now, ang tanong, paano natin malalaman kung ano yung IP version 6 address of the same domain name? Alright? So, pwede natin gawin ganito, no? Supposedly, dapat talaga kasama yan. I don't know why hindi siya nakasama. I think there's some trouble with my network. Pero, subukan natin, ha? Try natin. Isang paraan para makita natin kung ano yung quadruple A address of the same domain, which is google.com, is we use the NS lookup. Okay? So, NS lookup, and then followed by the domain. All right. So the domain is www.google.com. All right. So pag enter natin, there you go. Ito na ngayon yung sinasabi natin, no? That we have here this is the domain. Okay? Ito yung domain natin. Yung domain name. And napansin nyo ba ito? This is what? This is the quadruple A record. At ang quadruple A record is what we call the IP version 6 address of the same domain name, which is google.com. At ito naman yung A record niya. Okay? So, madali lang, di ba? Malalaman natin kung ano yung IP version 6 address, malalaman din natin kung ano yung IP version 4 address by using the DNS. In this at this time, ang ginamit natin is yung NS lookup na command. Alright? So, dyan pa lang, alam na natin kung paano ang gagawin. Alright? Actually, okay din yan eh. Pero, meron pa ako ibibigay sa inyo na okay din. No? When you hit NS lookup, for example, NS lookup, and then you hit enter, and it will give you a prompt that uses only a chevron, okay, the greater than sign. And notice ito kasi may path ito eh. Ito parang chevron lang. So ano pwede natin gawin dyan? Pwede natin gawin is you hit the question mark and then press enter, and you will see here a boatload of commands that we can use to verify DNS. Alright? Napakarami. No? Pero ang gagamitin natin na command dito is the set option. This will be the options. Okay? And ang gagamitin natin na option is the type equals X. The X is actually a parameter. Okay, so set the query type to example is A, quadruple A plus quadruple A, etc. etc. Alright? So yan yung gagamitin natin para malaman natin yung iba pang DNS records. Okay, so gagawin natin, say for example is set and then type equals A. Okay, pag enter natin, let us type in the domain name. So that is www.google.com. Alam natin kung ano yung hinahanap natin dito, no? Yung type A is actually the A record or the IP version 4 address of google.com. Tama? So pag enter natin, ayan, so provide niya ngayon yung 172.217.24.196, and that is the IP version 4 address of google.com. And notice, wala yung mahabang IP version 6 address. That is because we are only looking for, specifically for the type A or the IP version 4 address. Actually, we can do the IP version 4 address. Nag-up arrow lang ako para maulit yung command. But this time, gagawin natin quadruple A. Hit enter. And then www.google.com again as the domain name, and we want to know what's the IP version 6 address of this domain name. All right, so when I hit enter, notice wala na yung IP version 4 address kasi ito ay para sa type A, and for type quadruple A we are given only the IP version 6 address. All right, so ganun lang siya kasimple. Now let us try to set the type equal to MX. Yan. Ano nga ulit yung MX? If you still remember MX, MX stands for the mail exchange. So ano yung email na ginagamit for a particular domain? Alright? Subukan naman natin yung sa Top Review Center. So www.topreviewcenter.com. Alright. Okay, ayan. So this is the canonical name. The mail exchanger is simply topreviewcenter.com. That's a mail exchanger. Okay, so ito ibig sabihin ito mismo yung email address. Okay. Now let us try to set the type to PTR. Yan. Naalala nyo pa yung PTR? Okay. So yung PTR is point to record. Meaning, ang itatype natin ay yung mismong IP address. But wait. Set muna natin yung type to, let us say, the A record. Okay? And then hanapin muna natin syempre yung IP address of, say, google.com. Alright? Ayan. Nag-timeout siya pero okay lang. Timeout was 2 seconds. And google.com has an IP, an A record of 172.270.24.196. Ang gagawin natin ngayon, ganito, no? So we go to set the type to PTR. Okay. And then, we're going to put the IP address instead of the domain name. So, baliktad, di ba? Alam natin yung IP address and we're solving for its domain name. Okay. So, type natin is 172. Okay. Hindi ko makita yung dot ko. 217.24.196. Okay, and when I hit enter, and there you go. Ayan. Okay, so this is the IP address actually. Okay, this is the canonical IP address of this IP address. And notice, pabaliktad siya, no? Point to record is actually, you will see the point to record, or you will notice the point to record if it has an inverse of what you have typed na IP address. Katulad nito, no? So, set type to PTR. This is 172.217.24.196. And notice, pagdating natin doon sa PTR, that's 196.24.217.172. So, pabaliktad siya. So, ibig sabihin nito that you are using a point to record. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pabaliktad siya. No? And this is the canonical name for this IP address of google.com. All right? So that's how we verify the IP address of domains and vice versa using the DNS. So DNS is very, very important and very, very useful pagdating natin sa internet working, especially if you are concentrating on IT or information technology. This is very important. Okay? So I hope marami kayong napulot dito. You can play around with this. You can use different commands as I have taught you, no? Naituro ko sa inyo. And by the way, meron pa palang isa, munti ko na makalimutan. Sabi ko, pwede natin palitan ito, tama? This is actually set not by default, but it was set manually by myself. So, ang pwede natin gawin, kung ayaw mo nito, meron kang ibang IP address ng DNS server, pwede mong ilagay kapalit nito. O kaya naman, pwede mo naman gawin is gumamit ka ng IP address that is given to you by the DHCP server of your router. So to do that, you go to your interface, your Wi-Fi interface. So open Network and Sharing Center. Okay, and then you change the adapter settings. And then we go to our Wi-Fi. We double click on that. And then click on Properties. Alright, ayan. So, IP version 4, hanapin natin. This is it, IP version 4. We click on Properties and notice that this is given manually. So, pag nilagay ko dyan, obtain DNS server address automatically, makikita nyo wala na siya. At ang magbibigay na niyan ay si DHCP server. Alright? Okay, so how do we verify that? We verify that we go back to the command prompt and ipconfig, okay, /all. And notice, pag tinignan natin yung DNS server, the DNS server is now at an address of 192.168.1.1, not anymore the 8.8.8.8. So ang pinaka DNS server natin is this router itself. And it's connected to the ISP, connected to other DNS server provided by the ISP. So nagkakaroon sila ng exchange of information to their cache. Para pag hinanap natin, ang gagawin natin, tayo yung PC, hahanapin natin doon sa router. Si router naman, kung hindi niya alam, hahanapin niya doon sa DNS server that is connected to the ISP. But if you have different IP address for your DNS server that is given by the ISP, pwede mong gamitin yan. Wala naman siya magiging problema. Okay? So I hope nakatulong sa inyo to at medyo meron kayong mga natutunang bago. And sana pagka kayo ay nag-operate na ng DNS, makatulong sa inyo ito sa trabaho nyo or on your studies about DNS. Okay? So thank you for viewing and hope to see you again on our next videos. Thank you very much for watching.